Intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Yeah, it's time to empower, educate, and encourage your women to motivate you through whatever you've been going through. We can talk about it. We ain't passing no judgment. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. Tune into your lane talk show. It makes us feel good just to know we're not alone. No more will we feel isolated and cast aside. I want you to come out the dark. Just don't be afraid of your heart. So don't be ashamed. It's all the same. Stay in your lane. Your lane. It's whatever your real life looks like. Stay in your lane. Come out the dark and don't be ashamed. Your lane. Let's have a conversation on what we face every day. It's your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trish Hanna.
Hello. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Pentecostal Sunday, everyone. I pray and trust that everyone is doing well. Welcome to your Lane Talk Show right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We are broadcasting live from Nassau, Bahamas. I am your favorite talk show host on a Sunday. Garth, are you listening? I am the Nassau Guardian's favorite, Guardian Radio favorite talk show on a Sunday, Garth. I hope you're hearing me. Coach Trish Hanna, I want to say happy 4th year anniversary to your Lane Talk Show. Yes, we're celebrating the entire month. God has been faithful to us. We are 174 episodes in, and to God be the glory. Yes, your Lane Talk Show, and our mission is to educate, encourage, and empower women of all ages, and that's with the spirit, soul, and body. But of course, we're always welcoming our men to tune in and chime in, as always. All right, your Lane Talk Show is a faith-based show if you're tuning in for the very first time, but we are also real, we're relevant, and we are relatable. We discuss topics that don't normally make it to the pulpit, okay? And even if they do, as I've stated so many times, sometimes you just can't raise your hand and be like, "Yo, Pastor, what that mean?" Or, "Yeah, that's too," right? So we have opportunities where we have guests come on the show, professionals, those who have life experiences, and they share their truth, and then of course, they share, the facts and information that are needed that we may want to ask, but sometimes, consultation alone is like almost $100, $200 for a lawyer, a doctor. So we have doctors on the show, we have lawyers on the show, we have coaches, therapists, etc. And of course, we give you an opportunity to call in, to WhatsApp, to text, so that you can go ahead and ask your question. The last week's episode, hey, to my Facebook audience, God bless you. Last week's episode was 173, More Than My Condition, Redefining Life Beyond Sickle Cell Disease, where we had our guest, Gregory Palmer. We salute you, Gregory. He shared his journey with sickle cell, and along with Dr. Corinne Sinqui. She's an amazing pediatric hematologist and oncologist. And she shared, the medical meanings, the definition of sickle cell, how it happens, what to look for, all the symptoms, etc., and how to deal with it. And Gregory shared, "Hey, this is me at age 30 plus years. I can't really maintain relationships because it takes a lot of me. It drains me. I can't go to places where the atmosphere is extremely cold. I have to be very protective of my resources, protective of the environment that I place myself in. So that's why it's so difficult for him to really find a job. So this is his story. And then later on in the show, we had a guest call. Well, I could call a guest, but a listener called in the show, Passion. She is a widow. Her husband passed away from sickle cell disease, and she shared her truth. She shared, what she had to deal with. And guess what touched me so much is the fact that she said that she did not regret it. She did not regret it. She had to do it all over again. She would. She shared how, she knew before that she had to do that her husband was going through some things, and she still stayed, and she still remained. What a mighty God we serve. So if you want to hear more about that particular show, you can go to episode 173 on YouTube. First of all, you have to look for Your Lane Talk Show with Coach Trish, and then episode 173, More Than My Condition, Redefining Life Beyond Sickle Cell. All right. So now I want to get straight into it because, by the way, when you do go to YouTube, please like and subscribe, right? We want you to do that. We want you to like and subscribe so that whenever we have interesting shows like the one today, you'll be tuned, you know what's going on, and you keep up to date with us, all right? So I also, before I get into the introduction, I want to remind you that this show is not just for you to listen to. Okay, this is a conversation you can be a part of. So at any point in time, if anything resonates with you or you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call. All right, the text line is 422, if you want to text, 422-4796. That's 422-GR96. The phone lines are 323-6232, 323-6232. We got 325-4316, and then we also have 325-4259. And then if you just want to, you may be like, okay, well, this show so juicy, which is going to be. I already leave the car. I get in the house now. I don't know what to do, but I want to get a show. Listen, go to Guardian 96.9. We're on cable, it's channel 969. If you have BTC Flow channel, it's channel 612. We also have the Guardian Radio app for Android or Apple. And then we also have the website, www.guardiantalkradio.com. If you're a Facebook junkie, you can go right ahead to Your Lane Life Coaching. And of course, we're on YouTube, Your Lane with Coach Trish Hanna Live. Your Lane with Coach Trish, episode 174, The Secret Behind The Vows, is brought to you by John Shoe Store and Accessories, Your Lane Life Coaching, Tropical Gyros, the Children's Dream Journal, available at All Seasons Book and Gift Center in Palmdale or on Amazon, Lysol, Del Monte, and Airwick, all proudly distributed by Thompson Trading. Thank you so much, Thompson Trading, Commonwealth Bank, and 242 Media Connect. All right. So go ahead to Facebook and know more about it. Y'all been hearing me talk about this so much. I'm excited. That's my baby. Go ahead and tune in if you want to be a part of anybody else's show. It doesn't necessarily have to be mine. You want to be on a platform because you have something to share, you have a testimony, or you have a platform and you're looking for guests to be a part of your platform or your event, whatever it is that you're having. Congregation usually have like little seminars, etc. Churches. You can go there and find your guests as well. Just ask, hey, anybody went through this or anybody suffered through that, or hey, I'm a coach. I have a show about XYZ. If you want to be a part of the show, you can just DM me, etc. etc. So that is what the premise of 242 Media Connect is about. Go ahead, give it a scan. We're on Facebook, right? So my question for the audience today is, do y'all feel like it hits differently when you find out that the spouse cheated with the same sex versus the opposite sex? Does it make a difference? Or is betrayal just betrayal no matter who it's with? All right, you have some people who would say, well, it's okay if it's let's say for a female, it's okay that it's another female that my husband cheated on me with, but my God, if it's another male, that's a problem because I don't know how to compete with that, right? Right. Okay. So you have some people who be like, it doesn't matter, a cheater is a cheater, and no matter what, it still breaks my heart, whatever. So if that is your case, or that is your plea, let's hear it. Let's hear those who are on YouTube, those who are on Facebook. If you want to answer that, go ahead and do just that. Once again, the text message, if you just want to text anonymously, 422-GR96. The phone number is once again 323-6232, 325-4316, and 325-4259. You notice I rush in? That's the Sister Be Juicy Show. Our guest today, I gotta introduce her real quick, all right? She is the mother of 5 children whose life journey has been marked by heartbreak, challenges, resilience, and faith. Through painful experiences and personal battles, she has found the courage to share her testimony in her upcoming book series titled Broken, Branded, Perverted, and Forgiven. Good gracious. She believes God called her to tell her story in order to bring healing, hope, and encouragement to others who may feel broken by betrayal, rejection, trauma, or life's unexpected turns. Her testimony is one of survival, transparency, faith, and the power of God's restoration. Today, she joins us to have a very honest and courageous conversation that many women sadly struggle with but rarely speak about publicly. And I gave you a good example. Just before the show, I was looking at some statistics. Silly of me, I just asked anyway if there were any statistics with couples who admit that they found out that their spouse were in the closet or their spouse cheated on them with the same sex, right? And so what was brought to my attention is that because of the shame, because of what would take place in their family or, not being able to expose who that other individual is, right? It's been an issue for them to actually come out and just share. So, of course, it was the statistics were very limited, if not any at all, right? So that's what's been happening there. But it gave me some little runaround things to work with. And I'm like, no, that's not what the answer. That's not the answer I wanted. I want to know what the statistics are. And then I don't think I can get to hear that truth right now. All right. All right, but here's this lady. She's coming in to tell her truth, and she's bold, and she's courageous with it. Welcome, Shiki, to your Lean Talk Show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yeah. So, listen, you have shared your story with me, so I want to hear this. This is the very first time that I'm hearing it because the audience want to know. And so we're going to start from the beginning. Like my grandma used to say, the first beginning. Right? So I want you to take us back to the time you met your significant other at that time, your husband at that time. But at that time, of course, he was just a co-worker, but you would tell me that. So we have some foundation of this love connection. So I want you to share with us how you met and what transpired.
Well, we met, like you said, at work. We were both employed at the Hard Rock Cafe. And I guess during the training phases when I first saw him. And tall, nice looking guy, he caught my eye. Very nice looking, I must say.
Heavy on the nice looking.
Yes.
Okay.
So he caught my eye and, obviously there would have been a little flirtation between us. So, I guess during our first week of training, the actual training itself, we basically applied for the same position. So I think it was maybe about 4 to 6 of us the most as hostesses. And so we really got to know each other a bit better, being that we were actually training for the same position. There is a part in the book that starts off as we pursued. Now, I can't tell you it was me pursuing him or him pursuing me, but there was a pursuit. There was a pursuit. And we started to spend some time together after work because we're there on the same shift, morning, probably evening, whatever the shift would be. And after work, he would catch a ride or I would catch a ride with him, or we would stay back and, just have talk time together. And from talk time, I always tell people intimacy is a serious thing. No matter if you're just talking or walking together, holding hands, intimacy is a serious thing. And through that, right there, developed a level of intimacy between us. And before we knew it, we were in a relationship. And then everybody knows this. So, it actually moved quite fast. Yeah. It was quick. Me personally, I was always somebody I never took the length of time, but I think other people would take 3, 4, 5 years dating. I always was someone, if I saw it, I wanted, I pursued. And that was me.
You know what you wanted.
I knew what I wanted. And I was intentional about what I wanted. So, like I said, it was quite quick. I think within less than a year, maybe less than 8 months, we were engaged and married. Yes.
Okay.
It was a quick pursuit.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit now. He has since deceased, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you could talk a little bit about his personality, even in the time that you were dating.
He was the most gentle and loving person you would meet. I don't think I've ever seen him mad during the time that we were together. Even during our separation period, I have never seen that side of him.
Mhm.
He was always more calm to me.
Mhm.
He was my yin. He was the yin to my yang.
Mhm.
So there was calm, there was peace, there was gentleness with this man. And even though there was a lot of things that was hidden behind the scenes, I found him to be quite sincere when it came to me.
So at any point, was there any point of time that you suspected anything during the dating? Now, you were married yet?
No.
You were just dating. You say you've been dating for 8 months.
Mhm.
Nothing.
No, not to me. He was who he appeared to be to me. He was who he appeared to be. I saw no indication of nothing else.
Right.
Never once.
And then your co-workers never hinted anything to you prior to you getting married.
There was this one coworker.
Mhm.
Apparently they had a relationship prior to him coming to Hard Rock.
Mhm.
So he was in that lifestyle, and I don't know if she was directly in it or knew people in it, but she was a part of the lifestyle.
Mhm.
So she knew him prior to coming or working with me and meeting me. So I guess she just sat back and watched for a while to see where it was going before she intervened.
Mhm.
And
So at what point did she intervene?
the point where she intervened was basically too late for me.
Okay, so you were already married.
No, I was not married as yet,
Yeah.
but I was already heavily involved. Heavily involved.
That was your red flag, sis?
By then, I don't think I was even acknowledging
So
red flags.
because I can't just backtrack. I can't think that was your red flag because I want to know what she said to you. So that will determine whether or not that was your red flag. So share with us what your coworker who already knew about your ex-husband.
She came right out and said it. She came right out and said, at that point in time, he was living with his roommate.
Mhm. So for those who are just listening or tuning in, she used
Quotation
the
marks.
quotation marks with her fingers to say roommate. Okay.
And he was living with his roommate. I was told that he was living with his roommate, and because he and I were spending so much time together, his roommate was kind of upset, knowing that he would probably soon have to move out. But this is a story that he spun to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, I mean, only roommates, why he have to carry on the way he's carrying on.
Go ahead.
But
Has he ever invited you to his home?
no, I never really cared to go. So
That was red flag number 163. Let's go.
I never really cared to go. So
Okay.
there was never an invitation to, to send out because
Okay.
me personally, I am very outgoing.
Mhm.
I'm a very outgoing person, but sometimes I get on my corner and I don't want to be bothered. I just don't want to be bothered. And at that point, I just didn't want to be bothered. I was going through a lot prior to meeting him. And when I met him, I would say I was at peace at that point.
Okay.
So I didn't want anything to come and disrupt my peace. I was okay.
Sherry, I can interrupt you for a second. I can tell you now, before marriage, right, for me, and it was very few people that I dated, but for the few that I dated, I've been all up in their house. Okay, some at that time, obviously I was younger, they were living with their parents or whatever have you, but nonetheless, at least knew where they lived. Okay, did you even know that?
Well, did I? I think I did, but for me, it didn't make a difference. I didn't never go, never went. I knew who his parents was. I knew where they lived. That was more of a concern for me.
Okay.
And literally after we got together, it was a quick turnover. He wasn't there anymore with his roommate. So the interest for me in that area wasn't
Isn't there?
Yeah, not at all.
All right, so let's continue. So you didn't tell me. You tell me that the co-worker set it up straight. But what exactly did the co-worker tell you?
She walked up to me. She said, so she said, let me ask you something. I
Remember,
said,
don't call no names.
right.
Right.
I would always refer to myself in my book.
Okay.
I had never changed my name.
Okay.
So I say, yeah. She said, I was like, what do you need to know? She said, okay, about Brandon.
Mhm.
But what did he tell you about himself? He tell you who he's living with? I said, yeah, his roommate. And just how he said with my eyes, I was like, yeah, his roommate. He said, his roommate? I said, yeah, his roommate. So she's like, he didn't mention Shelly to you? It's like, yeah, Shelly, his roommate.
Mhm.
I mean, how much time she want me to say this? His roommate. She's like, no, Shelly's not his roommate. Shelly is his lover. Huh?
So how far along in this relationship were you? How many months?
Say about maybe 3 months.
When
or
she
so.
shared this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But for you to give me a name, Shelly, I mean, Shelly's a feminine name. So.
Right.
Okay. Shelly's his lover. All right. I mean, right now at this point, I see him more than Shelly would see him. If,
Oh Lord.
I mean, if that's where he wanted to be, then I mean, that's okay. But at the time when she said that, when I looked up, he caught my eye at the same time because he was actually working. We was working the same shift, and he was on the floor. And when I looked up, he locked eyes with me at the same time. My eyes just began to well up. I was like,
No, but
No, let me ask you. And I can say this in him terms, right?
your daddy didn't break down.
listen, right down, I hightailed. There was some guests coming upstairs to be seated at the same time, and I hired the hightail down the stairs. And that was it for me. I was like, I mean, I think I'm quite honest and open with a lot of things.
Right.
Just say so.
So the Shelly person, let's just say we're going to you change the name, right?
The Shelly person, the name that
She actually said, was it also a feminine name?
Yes, it was.
so you naturally assumed that it was a female.
Yes, until before I break down hightail,
Right.
she mentioned that Shelly was not literally
Shelly is a man.
Shelly was a man.
So
She said to you, I gotta put this in human terms for these people because they didn't get it good.
So this coworker came to you and said, listen, he is with his living with his roommate, but this roommate is his lover, and his lover is a man.
Yes.
This is 3 months into your relationship.
3 months.
So what happened to that child?
Oui. Child, after the same person who broke my belly down was the same one had to come and console me. The child got me in the restroom. And as soon as I walked out of the restroom, who should be to the door? It's the man. Sir, there's nothing I want to hear right now. It's not the time, not the place. I tried to ask you if it's true. I couldn't stomach to hear anything else. I couldn't stomach to hear anything else. He would have had to deal with it. Mind you, back then I was not saved.
Right.
I was not saved. So there was nothing nice that would have came out of my mouth
Right.
on the people's job. So I really couldn't deal with anything at that point. Just let me wallow in and let my mind run left, right, and center before let me get out of my thoughts before I approach you. So I couldn't wait for the shift again. As quick as the shift ended, I clocked out, he was right there. I said, the shadow. Father God, the shadow was right behind me. I can't move. He would not let me be. In fact, he ended up leaving with me. He insisted that he leave with me. And the ride was the longest 20 minutes of my life. There was complete silence.
You didn't ask any questions.
I didn't ask anything. I just wanted to just pull him aside and whatever.
And he didn't say anything.
He couldn't say anything. Only the was crying then. I mean,
He was crying.
more than me. No words could come out of his mouth. I was like,
So he was crying because he knew that you knew?
because I knew. Yes.
So how did he know that you know?
Like I said, when I looked up and our eyes locked,
There's something.
yeah, he knew something was wrong because by then he already knew my facial expressions.
Okay.
And I was always one that would My facial expressions to figure my face.
That's me.
So
I
recently I've learned to try to deal with it a little bit. I've tried, but yeah, when she's teed off, you can see she's teed off, and he sort of teed off, breakdown belly face. So that was it.
So let's continue with this. You're on the journey, y'all in the car, you're home. What happened after the start? I was like 3 months in, and then you said y'all got married within the next, what, like 8 months, y'all were already engaged or
6 months.
6 months.
6 months is probably done married. Yeah.
Okay, so she can let go. What? Tell us about the discussion.
The discussion was more crying than anything. There was
The discussion prior to him asking to marry you. Did you discuss what you found out?
yes, we discussed that. His thing was he from he knew himself, he was that way. That's what he
There are
presented to
some
me.
people who just put it in because they're about to get a break soon. But he
But he
knew
knew himself. He knew that he was gay.
Mhm.
There was an incident from his childhood that someone who was close to him, he said, violated him. And from then, he always had attraction to the opposite sex. Everybody knew that he was that way. All of his family members knew. By this time, they knew who I was. And I was trying to figure out why there was such tension for me, or like it was felt like a resentment towards me for being with him
This is from his
from
family.
his family,
Mhm.
and I didn't know what it was because I just met this man. I mean, we just got together, so I figured I'm an attractive young lady. I have no baggage, no history with violence or any other thing, and that's all. So I was trying to figure out what was the issue with me. I at least give me a chance to get to know me first, not knowing that they knew what his history was, and they knew he was not honest with me concerning that. And so his whole thing was this is how he was all of his life, and when he met me, he felt an instant attraction for me, and he never felt that before. And at this point in his life, he wanted to make a change in his life, and he was not sure that I would accept him for who he is. He was so honest with me. So that's why he took the chance to get to know me first, and then try to present it to me afterward.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you took that clearly because you married him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was other circumstances surrounding the marriage, but I mean,
All right. No, but hold on, you want to share your truth. So what circumstances you talking about, Steph? Because here it is that you said, you know what, I'm going to accept this man for who he is. According to him, that was his lifestyle. However, he wants to change.
yes.
So did it ever occur to you that he would go back into that lifestyle prior to you marrying him?
No, because we at that point, for me finding out, we had a open dialogue. I opened the floor for him, to be quite honest. I didn't accept any insecurities, any lies, anything shying him away from being honest with me. I opened the floor and allowed him to be vulnerable with me.
Did you ask him about his roommate?
I did.
Did you meet his roommate?
Woo. Child roommate decided that he wanted to meet me.
Hold on, we ain't getting there yet. This is before the marriage? This is before the marriage?
There's after the marriage.
No, we ain't get there yet.
Mhm.
So I gotta revoke your girl's card from you because in fact, let me read some of these things on Facebook. Someone said, remember when I was saying how I would have been all up in their house? Someone else, the person said all up in it. They said, I need to know what's in the medicine cabinets, the trash, everything, right? And that's the truth because you getting to know this person, you would know everything about them. You would not know who this roommate is.
Well, listen, I mean, quite frankly, I think about maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks after we met, all the medicine cabinet was at my house.
So he was living with you.
Basically.
So he came out of the house with the roommate, and he started living with you.
And that's where the issue came in. Because he sneakily moved out from the roommate
Right.
and came to me. That was cold.
Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is take a little break here. And then we'll get back into how she got to punish you. How she could end up saying, I do. All right, so let's just take a break and then we'll get back to this juicy conversation. This tea, y'all. I hope y'all have your tea on the side of y'all. Okay.
This holiday season, let Airwick fill your home with the mist of happiness. Enjoy limited edition scents like apple cinnamon medley, glistening snow and frosted mint, sweet vanilla and shea butter, all infused with natural oils to bring warmth and cheer. Find Airwick's essential mist diffusers and scented oil warmers at Kelly's, Lowe's Pharmacy, Paradise Premium Foods, and Family Island locations. Airwick, activate your holiday essence.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
You need to turn up the volume. This message is for you.
Where are you in your dream business? Have you published your book as yet? Do you feel fulfilled in life? Need help with time management? Or perhaps a breakthrough in your marriage? I believe we can help. At Your Lane Life Coaching, our professional team will help you discover what you really want and take you from where you are to your desired outcome in your life or marriage. Fulfilling your goals is important to us. Call us today at 376-8689 or visit our website at www.yourlanelifecoaching.com. Your Lane Life Coaching, discovering pathways to progress.
With Lysol, you can disinfect all surfaces inside and outside your home. When used as directed, Lysol eliminates 99.9% of bacteria, fungus, and viruses. Maintain a healthy home by preventing sickness and keeping infections under control. Don't just clean your surfaces, disinfect them. Lysol does more for you and your family. That's our mission for health. Distributed by Thompson Trading Company.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Oh Lord, I must knock myself out. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Your Lane Talk Show with your coach Trish, Hanna. We are broadcasting once again Guardian 96.9 FM dial in Nassau, Bahamas. I have with us a very courageous guest who is sharing her truth concerning the fact that her ex-husband was in the closet. In the closet. So I gonna let her continue to share her truth because I mean the good thing about it is he did share with you, hey, this was my lifestyle. And then he also shared with you, hey, I'm willing to change or make a change or try to change to be with you because I'm attracted to you. All right, you should feel honored.
I was.
Oh,
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about as far as planning the wedding, how involved was he regarding that? Because I ain't judging. God forgive me, and I don't want nobody to think that I'm judging. But there's a thing with
yes. That is the kind of thing they do.
Right.
Yeah.
So how involved was he?
He was very involved. He actually on the side he did a little you call it not interior decorating, but he was a florist. So
Okay.
you can imagine how my bouquet
Oh,
looked.
that was off the chain.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Mhm.
You can imagine how my bouquet looked.
Mhm.
And then, coming from that lifestyle, the makeup and the hair, I learned a lot of valuable things from my husband.
Right.
I learned how to curl my hair with the paper bag.
Uh-huh.
Listen, you didn't see my curls on my wedding day.
Oh. So listen, this is him teaching you this before you got married or while you were married.
Before we got married. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it was all out there then by now. So, I mean, what was the use of you trying to hide these things from me? I was inquisitive. I wanted to know.
You wanted a best friend. That's what you wanted.
He was my best friend.
No, but you know what I mean? You wanted that girl. Child, let's go do our makeup together.
But the thing about it is, I had the best of both worlds.
Gee.
He wasn't with me. Like I said, he wasn't that way. He wasn't gay. I didn't know him to be gay. He never appeared to be gay. He was always a man to me.
Was he more of a masculine gay or was he more feminine gay?
I think he was feminine prior to knowing me.
Right.
But with me, he was masculine.
Okay. So it was okay.
Yeah.
Child? All right.
And it's so ironic because when people ask me, how you never saw that? He never showed that to me. He wanted to be what he was.
I had a friend in high school, right? And I was in the at that time 11th grade. He was in the 10th grade. No, I'm sorry. I was in the 12th grade. He was in 11th grade. And, he was sharing with me his situation. No one would tell that this particular person was gay either, right? But when he was around me, he seemed quite feminine.
Exactly.
Man, he laughed louder than me. And that could gossip. If you want to know the tea, but anything or everyone. But here's the thing that he told me. He said, Trishan, you'd be surprised how much thugs at that time it was like a lot of and I'm not calling the name of the gangs, but he shared a few of these various persons within these gangs
and
who looked just big and thick and ready to punch you out, but they still desire,
But during that time, that was 2005, when the Christian Council was actually coming again, so that was the great gay cruise ships coming in. Listen, if he and I were on the same ship and they would come in, he would look at me and just walk, like we had a code. So whenever he come to me and do a certain thing, I know, well, hey, okay,
that one like that.
Like I would have never suspected.
Yeah. So he'll tell you.
Yeah.
He could sense it. Yeah. And it can some if you're discerning will carry a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And trust me, they are very much open,
right,
and flamboyant. And as like I heard stories with him, I heard that he was very flamboyant, and
we can talk about that because there are also a few, as you've stated, where he seemed normal. And I have to be very careful with my words as well.
Understood.
Not saying that anyone else is not normal, but he was more masculine with you, as you've stated, and that he he made you feel like you were a woman and he was your man.
Yes.
Now only this part where you telling me he teaching you how to make curls in your hair. Yes. Those are red flags.
No, but he was still okay. He was showing me these things, but it's not like he was still like, girl, do it like this. No, he's like, babe, I mean, this is how we do it. That's how we used to do it when we was inside the show, because he used to do cabaret as well. So he did a lot of things, and he would, assist the girls with doing these things. So they knew the person that he was back then, and he showed them, and he showed me. But like I said, he still never showed that side of him.
All right, let's talk about. Okay, so right now we're at the wedding. All right, you have this beautiful bouquet. This bouquet off the chain.
Let's go back to the engagement when he asked me to marry.
Okay, let's go then. Sorry, let's go. Go ahead.
Because he followed all the stops. Okay.
So how was this engagement?
So for our engagement, like I said, he did cabaret. And he planned this nice dinner for us. They had a cabaret show. And when we walked in, everybody knew him. I was like, okay, just might as well know. Forgetting that he was, a part of the show. So when he pulled up, everybody came and acknowledged him. And he was quite proud to show off his lovely lady. So he used to call me his Black African princess. Always had me on the pedestal. I got you. So when we walked in, they immediately showed us to our seat. And when we sat down, they, had the little entertainment going on. And the show began, and they started asking guests from the audience come up to help them assist them with performing certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So when they opened the floor to that, he volunteered me up, and they called me because we literally sit in the front of the stage. And I was like, why are you doing this? So I'm not going up on there, And he ushered me on the stage. And a few of the guys who I knew from the show, who he already introduced me to prior, they pulled me up on the show, on the stage. And there was some kind of line thing. I can't remember exactly what we were doing. And when I was shaking up to do something like this and spin back around, he was on the stage on one knee. I was like, Father God in heaven.
Wow.
I was like, but okay. It's man pulling out little stops here. I was like, I was kind of snotty up and everything on the stage.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I was like, this man really, he went the extra mile for me. And I must say that.
He went all out for you.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Honestly, he did.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we got that. We got the engagement. We got the wedding, and everything was all on point for the wedding. Now, when did you first begin to sense that something in your marriage was not right? After you've already married him.
There was, like I said, there was not really nothing per se. The only thing is the fact that I opened the floor for him to be quite honest and open with me about other things. I noticed there was a point where he was terminated from his job, and I was basically carrying the household. And for me, that wasn't an issue at all. I had no issue with doing that because I knew the type of person he was with me. He did for me and I did for him, and that's the kind of relationship we developed with each other. And he just started to go in this little, in his corner. He started to go in a little,
like in a little shell.
Yeah, a little shell.
Yeah.
And I kept questioning him concerning it, because I would get up and go to work every morning. He would drop off our daughter to school and do the little pickups and whatever. And I would go to work and I would leave him home. And if there was any positions I would see open, I would send it to him and checking him through the day, because there was a lot going on with him. And I realized that I had to be stronger for him than he was for me, because mentally he was dealing with a lot of things. And he would say something and then pull back, and it's like, let me understand what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'm here. I'm trying to help you. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. So certain questions I would ask, because knowing what his past was, I would inquire if he's having a feeling,
right,
something from the past, if something came up, if somebody reached out to him, or I'm lost. Tell me.
And what would be his response?
Yeah, he was just there. He was void. It was a void. It was a disconnect between us.
Was it like a nonchalant? Like, was he just shrugging his answers? Did he just blatantly told you no? What was his response? He
would just try, like he's trying to deal with it. Some things he's trying to deal with for himself. Then he would allow me to know what it is when he figure it out.
Okay. So this is what he told you?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically. Basically. Not knowing that apparently there was the space and time that he had at home that he allowed the enemy to creep in.
Idle hands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I got you.
Very much so. So that there created a entryway for him to actually get back to the things that he was prior to being with me. And at this point, we were both safe.
Okay.
We were both safe. The only thing is, at that time, because the lifestyle was so shunned and nobody wanted to admit that they were a part of it or knew of it or have any knowledge working towards it, we had no assistance. We had no one in the church who was able to assist us in that area.
That part.
So we were going to church. We were doing prayer meetings. We would have our Bible time together, but he and I, we were new. We were babes in Christ. So there was only so much that we knew, and we didn't have anyone to guide us.
Right.
And I think had we had that, maybe our life and our walk would have been different. But we didn't have that. And because the only person who we actually had was one of his sisters, and she lived in the States, it wasn't that we could, just pop up one day and say, hey, we need to talk to you all, So there's always some kind of barrier in between. His mom was here, but she was still around at that point. But I think for him, it was just certain things he didn't want to discuss with her or have her know. So it was a point where we were limited with assistance, with help, with aid, with spirit, with our spiritual walk and our journey.
Let me read a post that says, this makes me so sad. Can't get help because the church is afraid to touch the subject. I have also read in some cases where people would, those who want to change their lifestyle would be afraid to come in the church because of their past.
Yes. But the thing about it is he grew up in that church, so they knew him. They knew him. They knew him. They knew the person that he was prior to us coming in there, prior to me coming in with him. So I'm trying to figure out how is it that we trying, we are really trying, but we didn't have it. We didn't have
support.
And they were in a well-known church. They were in a well-known church, and that's what had me so baffled. That
nobody wanted to touch that.
Yeah, where do you go? Where do
guide
you go?
you? That's a problem.
We didn't have it.
That's about. And if it's anything, you should celebrate or steward the fact that he's now saved and got his life changed and together and all these other things that you should be able. Ministry. Exactly. So use that as a form of ministry because no matter what, you could bring the call in. That's fine. I'll accept it. No matter what, we're all God's children.
Yes.
Some of us make foolish mistakes. Some of us do stupid things, but at the end of the day, we want to seek the face of God.
Yes.
And sometimes there are battles and situations that cause people to get to that point. And then you have some people who stand in the way of that and deter you or deter that individual from wanting to come to church.
Yes.
Right? 1 second. Your Lane life coaching. Look at me, life coaching. Your Lane talk show. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you and to your guest.
Yes,
I am
sir.
here listening with a clean air, and like the show almost over, and she didn't get to what I really wanted to find out. After them two caught divorce or broke up or whatever, he went back to the lifestyle that he was living before.
Yes, he did.
Well, hold on. Y'all do not determine how the show is being organized. There's a reason why I
wanted to hear.
Hold on, man. No, hold on. I have a system going on right here. This is a journey. Where your popcorn? Go sit down. Listen to the story.
Going to the church that he used to go to that you met him in. Was the pastor there married?
Yes. Still is.
How did the pastor look?
Oh,
I can't.
We gotta go. We can call you back. I know what you're trying to do, sir, but we
just
not
listen
today.
in. Listen, be attentive.
We are grateful that you are tuning and listening in, but let's let her continue her story, and we'll go from there. But thanks for calling. Okay. See you later. My God, today. All right, let's continue. What we talking about? Consistent from y'all. We ain't get to what happened afterwards yet. We ain't there yet. But this is a stroll because we want to take it all in. All right. So we're on the because we need a part 2. This is serious business because here are some people who want to get it right with God. That homosexual lifestyle in most cases is due to the fact that that individual, based on the information that I know and the research that I have had, I'm not saying everyone is like this. Most situations it happens because there was some form of promiscuity, there was some form of abuse, sexual abuse as maybe as a child, being exposed to those things at a very young age. That spirit attaches itself to that individual.
It does.
And sometimes it thwarts their individualities or their personality or their identity. And so they believe that they are this way because of the spirit that is operating in them. However, similar to your past husband, he was trying to do right. He was trying to seek the face of God. But the stronghold had him in a state of bondage. And here it is that he's gotten saved and he's in the church, but there's no help. I think we don't talk about these things, which is one of the reasons why this show exists, because you have believers who struggle and there's no one to turn to. And then instead of you loving them and accepting them and being compassionate with them, you shun them and you make them feel bad and you scorn. You sit in the seat of the scornful because this individual is trying so hard to get to Jesus, but you're standing in the way.
That is the problem we experience. That is it. And scorn is not only in the spiritual aspect, but it is also in the natural. Because like I said, there was a lot of things that he was dealing with mentally. And listen, like I said, there was more to our story. There was a lot more to our story. And I think one of the things that also influenced me deciding to actually accept the marriage is the fact that prior to us getting married, I found out that he was HIV positive.
Oh, hold on. Wait, what? Okay, what? Prior to you getting married,
yes,
you found out that he was HIV positive.
And at this point, we had already slept together. Unprotected, I may add. Yes. So my thought was, I mean, I am this for the deep hole now. I am here. That was my only thought. Lord, if this is your will, then I mean, I have to accept whatever it is. So that was one of the other things that actually influenced it. Besides the fact that I was in love with him. I love this man. And as far as I know, and knew at that time, he loved me. I was his Black African princess, and that's how he treated me. So, I mean, it didn't make no sense me going out there to pass it on to somebody else. So I stayed where I was. But by the grace of God,
this is the first time I ain't never been silent. I mean, I never talk. I don't know what to say.
Yes.
So you know that. I mean, he confessed it. He actually shared that with you. Or this is something that you found out.
Just, let me push my chair a little bit. Let me get
in the closet.
Let me take off my shoes and get comfortable.
Because I don't know how much you listen. Where my popcorn?
Child,
bring
some
popcorn,
please, and
and tea.
Something to drink.
Let's go. So how you find out he was?
So this is how I found out. There was one day that we went to my mom's house, and I went.
Hold on, I have to cut you off right there. So someone posted and say, "See why you need to be in the medicine closet." That is right. You have to be in that cabinet because these are some things that you need to find out.
I was not even in the medicine cabinet.
Let's go.
So here it is now.
So we can hear you.
Shelly. Shelly decided, back up. We went to my mom's house one day, visited my mom. I introduced him to my mom. My mom immediately loved him. I tell you, he was tall, nice looking. I mean, he's a handsome guy. Very handsome. And he's very respectful to Manali. So when she actually peeked her head out from around the crib and she noticed him, she'd be like, she come on cutting up. I was like, Mom, hello.
Yeah.
Hi, hello, Mom. You know,
that's mine.
Hello,
not yours.
Yes, come down.
I got you.
No, put it, reel it back in. And to this day, she would tell you that's her son. That is her son. She loved this man today. So here it is. We was there for a bit, and the car went off. We went outside, sat down. Me, him, and my daughter at the time, and we was just sitting there, talking, playing up with each other. Somebody passed, blew the horn. Hey, hailed him, and I saw the expression on his face. I knew something was wrong. He brushed it off, called it a day. Come to find out, that was Shelly's friend. The friend called Shelly. Told Shelly where they saw him. Shelly, in return, was so bold and brassy. Went to my mom's house the next day. Told my mom everything.
Oh, why are these people so brazen like this? What?
Everything.
Not even you. He gone to the mummy.
Went to my mom's house, yes. And told my mom everything.
That he was the lover.
Oh, keba.
That the man had HIV.
A lot. Now, let me give you this next piece of this next church that we attended. My mom was attending this church. I'll just give the area where the church was in.
No, none of that. Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
So she was attending this church.
Now the caller will know the area where that other church is, but we ain't entertaining them today. All right, go ahead.
So she attended this church and she followed this particular prophet. And at the time, she kept inviting me to church after she found out. So before she found out, we went to the church, we visited the church, and the pastor at the time of the church called us up in the front of the church, and he prophesied to us that God put you two together. When God created you, he created her for you, and vice versa. This is your beginning, this is your end. This is the rib, flesh of your flesh, bone of your bone, all of that sort of stuff. And he's like, you're together, yeah, you're living together, basically, yeah. When harp and do a thing, make it right in the front and the eyes of God. Okay, fine. We went to church this particular day. I probably about 2-3 days later, Shelly came, tell my mom, but I had to tell my
Shelly
mom.
the roommate.
Shelly the roommate. Told my mom, and he had to tell my mom, okay? And you just have to be so careful of the things that you listen to and the people that's coming to you. She called me the next day. I popped up there. Obviously, I didn't know what was going on at the time until we were on our way there, and he told me that Shelly called and said he did what he had to do. Okay. All right. So now I was ready, prepared, coming in. So I went inside the room. I went to her and we sat down on her bed and I spoke to her. And as I sat on the edge of the bed. So let's say the bed was placed this way and the head was to my back. And I sat to the edge of the bed. And she sat on the bed where she was to the side of the bed. And she started to speak to me. And she said, what was going on with Brandon? I said, like what? I blame oblivious now because you got to say now. So she say, well, Shelly being here, this guy, and Shelly being here and say, there was Brandon. Lover. I said, okay. I said, and what else? She started telling me, Brandon's sick. What you mean he's sick?
Lord, your belly break down again.
Really break down because now I am what? What you mean he's sick? Say, Brandon is HIV positive.
Wow.
So she said it again, and I said, what you talking about? Yeah, Brandon's HIV positive. So I had to switch positions on the bed. I was like, I done talk to this man. I tell him, don't shame me no more. Don't shame me. And I have my face inside the sky trying to hold my tears from coming by. I said, Lord Jesus, what this is again. Help me understand. I done talk to this man. I done talk to this man. Help. What? How? Why you couldn't tell me nothing else? You was with me. We were intimate. Oh, okay then. So I sat there. So she told me that she had this dream. She had this dream that I came to her one night and I sat on the bed exactly in the same spot that I sat. And I would not turn my back to her. I would not turn around to look at her. And she kept saying, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? She could speak to me. And I just sat there and I placed my face in my hands and I started crying. And I told her that I was sick. This was a dream. She said she had a few nights prior. And she told me about this dream. And I just sat down and the tears just rolled down my eyes. And I said, Father Jesus, what this is now. So I say, okay. I say, I have to talk with him. I don't think I even had words to say. So I just left. I left the house. He was outside waiting for me. And I think I even throwed hands that day. I was really upset.
Throwing blows.
I was throwing blows. I was all over him that day. I think when he make it as far as out the yard, and I started to throw hands. It was a lot. It was a lot. So here goes another explanation, another series of crying. it was quite emotional, I must say. I but I had to be in a strong one for us in the relationship. It was quite emotional. And I mean, my thing is, Lord Jesus, you give me a death sentence. I have a whole child. How am I to raise my child? How am I don't even know if I live to see my child turn 10.
Yeah.
I at this point I can honestly say that, I didn't have that support. I didn't have it on either side. So my only thing was, I'm not gonna live to see my child grow.
So let me ask you a second. At any point, a question I want to ask it is there any point in time while you were married to him that you regretted marrying him?
No.
Even in the midst of everything you discovered?
In the midst of everything, no. I think we all have a purpose in life and a season. And I had to walk through that in order for me to be who I am today.
And we're going to stick a pin there because I want to get to that point. So let's continue on now. When did you discover, all right, officially, because you already said he didn't change. Remember, at the point that he distanced himself, you said that you were going to work and he wasn't working. So, of course, that spirit of depression would rest on any man, whether you heterosexual, homosexual. If you ain't working, you know what I mean? That's a problem. So we can understand his plight at that time.
Yeah.
So when did you discover officially that this man, after he had already said to you that he has changed his ways, he wants to be with you, he wants to live right, at what point did you see or confirmed that, you're lying? You ain't being true to me.
Well, my confirmation came through his sister. Apparently, there was a time when his sister called him, and she revealed to him a dream that she had. Because she, at that time, I knew her to be deep and rooted in Christ, and God spoke to her powerfully through dreams. And she called him, and there was a dream. The dream was that there was something that happened in our marriage. What it was, she was not given that revelation. But there was something that happened in our marriage to cause the demise of our marriage. And after that happened, he went back in the lifestyle. And she told him this dream, and she prayed over him, and she prayed with him.
She told him, not you.
She told him. I never knew about this dream. He kept this dream to himself. So my only thoughts were, we keeping things now? What's going on here? After everything that I've been through, in this relationship, in this marriage, why are you still adamant with keeping things from me? Why are you allowing me to be in the dark concerning anything concerning you?
So she told you that's the dream she had, and she told him, but you were upset because
she told him.
Right. So
I knew about the dream after I decided. How did I find out? I called her one day. We was having a disagreement about something. We were having a disagreement, and I called her, and I was trying to speak to her to get some sort of peace concerning the issue. And when I was speaking to her concerning it, she mentioned the dream. And I think the issue what we had was one of my exes calling my phone.
Okay.
I think that was the issue. If I'm correct. And she said she mentioned the dream. And I had to put the phone down. I said, what
dream?
So she said, yes, I spoke to Brandon. He said, you spoke to Brandon? She said, yeah. And she gave me the timeline where she spoke to him. And I said, you sat on this for days. Help me understand. What are we doing here? Do you want this to come to pass? I mean,
this is your response to him.
Yeah, it's my response to him. Do you want this to come to pass? Because I mean, if if there's an issue that's going to come between us, then we should come together to try to prevent certain things, knowing that it's only you and I. We don't have any other support system.
Absolutely.
So help me understand why you walking this road by yourself. So now receiving this piece of information, I started to put one or two things together. And then there was another situation I almost forgot with this. Went to work one day. Only him, my baby was probably only about 4 or 5 then.
This is your baby outside of
marriage,
okay.
yeah. But she was a child of the marriage, according to the court. Me, him, and my daughter in the house. I'm to work. She's to school. There's a computer we have in the house. The computer's in our room. So if only has 3, she can't use the computer. I barely is going because I'm working sometimes double shift. He went out one day. I think he was starting to do some floral arrangements for one of his friends he knew some years back for a wedding. And some just said me, get up and go on the computer. And I got up and I went on the computer. When I turned it on, logged in, the computer didn't even load up good yet. The computer didn't even load up good yet. There were pop-ups all over the computer.
What was on the pop-up?
Father God, pops of picture of penises in my face.
There.
Was like, Jesus, straight in my seat. This so I'm working hard to make sure I'll be straight and you're here
watching pornography, gay pornography.
Okay, so now this here I have 2 things just hitting me hard now, just left, right, and center. Mess with I'm being to all of these things with this man. People coming in your job, throwing his underwear at you, calling you. There were so many different things. Calls in my job, calling me names. Like people from his side, from Shelly's side, I was literally being harassed. I had people just coming to my job just to see who I was.
Yeah.
This is how serious it was. I literally had to walk with my head held high. Thank God for grace. Thank God for God that I was saved then, and I was able to lean on the little bit of God that I had at the time. But for me, going through whatever I went through with you, and you still decided to do this, that was the end for me. I decided then.
So at this point, when you said that was the end, you decided what?
I was out. I see. Like I said, we were still babes in Christ. I didn't know to go take it to God. I didn't know to pray about it. I was done. I was tired. I figured it was just too much for me to deal with. It was too much going on. And I made up my mind that, sweet girl, you need to get out.
So that was an instant?
It was. Let's say
an instant decision.
I made up my mind today.
Y'all didn't talk about it.
I didn't. What you have to say to me? We may have talked. Whatever was said went to one end and came out to the next. I didn't care at that point anymore. There was nothing that he could have said to me that would have changed my mind.
So, and it's at this point that you divorced. How was it? Before I even share this, right? Can I ask you, because there are some signs that you said you did not see, but can I ask about your intimacy, those moments?
Yes.
No, this is serious because was there ever a time that he decided or wanted to penetrate in the wrong areas?
No, not one time.
So how was he, in the bedroom?
That's it. Please, y'all excuse me on this radio, but he was a man, okay?
Okay, a stallion, you say?
Yes, right. He was.
I just wanted to make sure. So there was nothing that made you.
I was well pleased. Okay. I had no issues. After me finding out and like comparing it, I was like, nigga, you sure? I had to make sure. There was no issues at all.
Let's talk about your faith now. Has it or did it increase at that moment when you said, enough is enough? Let me find, solace in just leaving this man, or did it die down or decrease within that time?
There was nothing left for me to hold on to then. And I can be quite honest with that. Yeah. I didn't, like I said, I kept, and I will repeat this again, I did not have any guidance. I did not have any guidance. I did not have the willpower to know to pray. I did not have the understanding to know that I go to God for everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was not taught these things. I was not given a foundation of anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have it. And there are so much things that can be said in that area, seeing that I was in the church that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And my eyes started to get well up because of this.
Mm-hmm.
But God, going through what I did, marrying him and being with him, it brought me to a place where I needed to be, because there was a lot of resentment and hatred that I had growing up as a child, that going through the situation with him helped me to come to know God, that I had to get to that point to release. So I was very appreciative of him for that, helping lead me to God at that point. Though my faith was not strong and I was not rooted in the things of Christ to stay in him, I still had a knowledge of him at that point. So no matter what the situation was moving after that, I still knew that I could still call on God, even though I wasn't where I needed to be. So through him, through that marriage, through that situation, I was able to release and forgive the persons who was closest to me, who hurt me at that time, because he was all I had.
Yeah.
He was all I had.
Yeah. So now let's talk about, okay, his passing. So at this time you had already divorced?
No, we were still legally separated. We were legally separated. I went my way, he went his. We went to the courts, did the separation, and yeah, we moved on from there. We would still see each other. We would talk, casually. But yeah, we were legally separated and living our own lives.
Because of time, we have to do a part 2. Okay. That's mandatory. I can't, because you said you have a book coming out where you're going to share all of this within your book, right? Yes. So for women listening today who may be dealing with betrayal or hidden secrets in their marriage, what would you want them to know?
The only advice that I can give is to hold on to the horns of Christ. You have to grab onto the altar and not move. You have to be steadfast and unwavering in the things of Christ to know what you want and what you need from him. And there's a saying that the arms of man will fail you. It surely will. There is no doubt about that. I've been broken, torn, and abused many a times. I've been boxed up, and all it sent me back to the master. So my only advice to you is to hold on to Christ. You have to go to him for everything. You have to be rooted and grounded in him to know who you are and where you need to be, and to seek refuge and solace in him. And through Christ working through you and you being in him, that is the only way that you can get over the act of betrayal and hurt.
And is there anything, and I love that, that's powerful. One of the questions I should have asked prior to that is that even with women who may suspect in any way that their significant other may be a little bit, torn in his identity, that's me putting it up, right? That may have some suspicion that their spouse may be in the closet. What are some things that you can give them in that regard? And are there some things that they can look out for? Sometimes you take, because you said you didn't see anything, right? But at that time you were blinded because you weren't, you weren't in Christ at a certain point.
I don't know if I was blinded, but I think he played the part that he needed to play to gain my trust.
Very well.
Yes, he did. And I think because the fact that he was sincere about his feelings for me, it allowed him to be the person that he was, that he wanted to portray to me.
So what would you tell the wife who may have some suspicions?
If you have any kind of suspicion, your discernment is correct. The only thing I can suggest to you is to take time and to watch him, watch how he maneuvers, watch how he operates. If you approach him, I'm quite sure that he's not going to be honest about it. there it always brings you back to Christ. There is nothing you can do for someone who is, one, not willing to admit it, and two, to be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go back to Christ.
Mm-hmm.
God is the only way.
I love that. I love your honesty. I love your transparency. I love your courage. You're not going to find a typical beautiful young lady coming in and sharing, hey, I made an error in choosing this individual, hoping and thinking that he would change for me. And the fact that as I'm involved in this marriage, I'm actually getting exposed to the truth. And not only that, someone who was sick with HIV and didn't share it with me, that in itself is betrayal.
Listen,
what?
That probably is a whole nother book.
But I want to thank you for sharing. And like the reason why I'm not remaining with the rest of the questions, because I do want to do a part 2.
Okay.
Especially, I don't know when this book is coming out. I hope it's this year.
Yes, definitely. I'm in negotiations now with book dealers.
I love it.
Yeah,
and so when we come back again, we're going to ask the remainder of my questions, because Charlotte had a bunch of questions for you. But in that case, I want to share also, if you, those who are listening under the sound of my voice, if you suspect something, just ask the Lord to open your eyes and expose it.
Yes.
He is the God of truth. All right. We serve a God who reveals secrets. His word reminds us that what is done in the dark will always come to light. Yes. All right. God sees what we don't see, and he has a way of exposing what's hidden.
Yes.
Yeah. But hear me on this part too. While you're asking God to reveal the truth, make sure that you have a heart that is grounded enough to hear the truth. You know what I mean? And accept the truth. Ask him to prepare your heart for what may be uncovered. That's vital. You have some women who go straight into temper tantrums whenever they find out. And that's whether the individual is heterosexual or homosexual. They go straight into hitting and violence, even to the point of murder, because their emotions cannot handle the pressure. Right. Some people are not emotionally, mentally, or spiritually prepared for what they discover. All right. Betrayal can break people. Rejection can break people. All right. It's true. Heartbreak can make people respond out of pain and anger. Yes. You go to Her Majesty's Prison, Bahamas Correctional Services, rather, right now, and count the amount of people who were there because of domestic violence. Okay. All right. But we serve a mighty God. There's always a but in the midst of all of that. There's always a pivot in the midst of all of that. We serve a mighty God who heals and who is near to the brokenhearted. So if you're under the sound of my voice and you are at a point where you feel broken, your heart has been broken, allow him to be the Lord of your emotions and hand your heart over to him. All right. That's what I wanted to share. But of course, you pray for when you pray for the exposure, also pray for wisdom. All right. Pray for strength, pray for healing, and the grace to respond in a way that honors God and protects your peace. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they want to do anyway. And then when you're the one responding outside of what is legal, you end up being in the back of exactly fox it. Okay. So we don't want that. You don't want that for us. That don't look good on us.
No.
We too pretty.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I wanted to share that. And I want to also give you the opportunity to just leave any parting words. Is there anything that you want to say to encourage anyone? Anything that you want to say to, just shout out? I'm going to give you about a minute to do just that.
I just want to say that do not be afraid to tell your story. Your life is not only for you, a walk for you, but it is a breakthrough and a testimony and a means of relief for somebody else. So trust in God. Trust that he has a plan for you. Trust that he has a plan for everything that he's putting you through. And know that whatever that you're going through is not for you. I lived my life for somebody else. And I pray that me coming here today is going to help somebody else to get through, to gain strength enough to overcome whatever situation that they're going through.
Love that.
So just trust the journey, trust in God, and please Do not keep your journey a secret.
Can I also ask you to share to the church,
Which
the
church is
body
that?
of Christ? I want you to talk about it, to help.
That I attend now?
No. I want you to share, give some encouraging words, not even encouraging, advice to pastors, ministers, leaders who have church congregations, and what you've experienced, what your ex-husband has experienced, going into services where you feel judged, condemned, etc. So share, give some advice to those pastors, leaders, etc. in the church.
My advice to the church is to be more transparent. There are situations in life that we all go through. It is prevalent in this world today. You pick up the papers and you see it across the headlines. So don't be so holy that you're not able to speak on these issues. You have people in your congregation that is literally going through. And I literally can say that I've known of situations that persons go to the pastor to speak on these things and get no solace, no assistance, no relief. So you have to be open. You have to ask God for wisdom. You have to ask God for strength to help you, to direct you in the areas that you can give assistance to these people that is actually coming in to seek help.
Yeah.
Because if we had that help in the church, if we had that assistance, if we had that love, I mean, the church that we were in at the time, oh Jesus, I can't say that they wanted to assist us. I can't say that they did not want to. I can only say that they didn't know how to. And being a man and woman of God, being the leader, being someone who is keeping God's flock, that is your mandate to be there to assist, to guide. And if we had that, I think our lives would have been totally different, because I feel as if his life was cut short. He didn't live his life to the honor and glory of God as much as he should have. My husband was a worshiper. He was a worshiper. He could have, if you had seen him dance, that man dance circles for God. But because we didn't have that foundation, we didn't have that support, we didn't have that community.
Yeah.
There needs to be a community out there to assist, to help, to offer hand and relief to people who is actually going through. And don't do these things to say that you're doing these things, to show that you're doing these things. Majority of these things need to be behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know why you need to show off what you do. If you're doing it, do it to the honor and glory of God. God is not looking for man to praise you.
Yeah.
It is for him to give that praise.
Yeah, you have some people who want to come out. They're struggling with it, They're struggling in the choir. They're struggling on the pulpit. They're struggling on the praise team.
Yeah.
They're
Especially
struggling
the praise team.
from the usher straight up.
Especially
they want
the
to
praise
come out
team.
of it. But it's like we put so much shame on this issue that they don't want to be transparent because of being shunned.
They
and
can't
condemned.
afford to be transparent. Especially if I'm on the praise team and I'm supposed to be leading you to Christ. Lucifer was what? He was the angel of, okay. So who you think he's going to use? I'm going to use the front line. I'm going to use the praise. I'm going to use the ones to worship. Who's going to infuse the atmosphere? That is where I'm going to start. I can need the drummers. I can need the musician. I can need them. Because when they playing, I don't want them playing to the honor and glory of God. I want them playing thinking of the things that they did yesterday. So, I mean, pastors, deacons, prophets, ministers, Jesus, get on the wall. Get on the wall.
I love that.
And do what is necessary.
I love that. So, and in a stance, in a state where, and I say this lightly because I was one who would be in the club Saturday up until 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Charlottesville, I was a boy
and
girl.
Then dropping everybody home, and everybody who I drop home in some ministry too. All my friends in ministry, right?
Mhm.
And then have to be bright and early, wake up to be in the
morning.
choir
Mhm.
or praise dancing.
And
This
get
was back then. And
the
and
honor
it's
and
not
glory of
like,
God.
and guess what? It wasn't like I didn't love God. I absolutely love God. But my flesh
Mhm.
was just like, man, I just want to live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is in my teens and
Mhm.
my early 20s, etc. I just want to live, man. And you only live, YOLO,
only
you
live
only live
once.
once.
Yep.
Let me just do what I gotta do, and no fear that at any point in time, if God wanted to just
We would have never thought of that.
Mm.
Never.
So the difference is then, if you know that you are struggling in that state, and I say this, and I know it sounds a little bit hypocritical, right? Yeah, I telling our business, right? Oh, that's what somebody said. It sounded a little bit hypocritical, but what I should have done, honestly, was I should have just sat down from that.
Mhm.
Because now that I'm more knowledgeable about the
Mhm.
spirit and how it operates, having to still be in a lifestyle of just drinking and partying and all this other stuff, and then come in there and then just spinning, lifting holy hands. It ain't like I sitting in the back. I literally
Yeah.
in a part of worship.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And so whatever spirits, because spirits transfer
Exactly.
coming from off of me going to these people.
Exactly.
So if you are in a state where you are intentionally in sin, right? And it's habitual for you,
Mhm.
sit down.
Sit down. Yeah.
And that's for the homosexual and the heterosexual.
And that's what I believe how it should be in church, especially when you know as a pastor, as a minister, that you have presence in the congregation, or you have presence on a worship team or in ministry who is not living according to the word of God.
Right. Sit them down.
Yeah, just sit them down.
Yeah. But while they're being seated, you don't just leave them.
Exactly.
You don't neglect them.
Consult.
All right. You do the counseling, you do the mentorship, you do whatever it is necessary. You do the
to get them where they
whatever
need
it
to
is
be.
that they need,
Mhm.
deliverance sessions, etc. And of course, I know you can't force anyone, because the person will have to willingly want
Yeah.
to be delivered from that.
Now,
That spirit is very possessive.
Now we playing with shame now, because you don't sit me down.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sit me
Oh,
down.
then on offense, because
Yeah.
now I offended, I gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, man.
I
No,
ain't
man.
here no more.
No.
Yeah.
And then for those who are tuning into me, who are in that lifestyle, I don't care where you are. The Lord said himself that if you make your bed up in hell, behold, I am there with you. So this show is not about condemning you at all. It's not about condemnation. It's just allowing you to see the love of Christ still remains, regardless of where you see yourself. I know there are people who in the church who love the Lord, but then they just struggling.
Yeah. We all have a
Let
struggle.
him take those burdens, but desire deliverance though. Don't dwell in that. Don't make excuses for it. Desire holiness and righteousness. That's what God wants,
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to end there, because I'm going to keep the rest of this for part 2, God's willing. Today's show, episode 174, The Secret Behind The Vows, has been brought to you by John Shoe Store and Accessories, Tropical Gyros, Your Lane Life Coaching. Go to www.yourlanelifecoaching.com for your relationship and life coaching needs. Also brought to you by the Children's Dream Journal. It's available now at All Seasons Book and Gift Center in Palmdale, or you can actually go right on Amazon if you want to purchase the book. We're also brought to you by Lysol, Del Monte, Airwick, which are proudly sponsored by Thompson Trading, and we're brought to you by Commonwealth Bank as well, and 242 Media Connect. Okay, so next week's show we're going to do, because we're going to play this show again next week. That's what we're going to do, Chris, right? We're going to let this show be rebroadcast next week, God's willing. I want to thank you, Shika, for being so honest with us today. Thank you for your ministry. All right. May God continue to bless you, the work of your hands. May God continue to bless that book. That book is going to bring so many people to Christ and be delivered and set free because of your honesty. Yes. All right. I want to thank Chris, my producer. Thank you to Your Lane listeners and new listeners. Please like and follow Your Lane Life Coaching on YouTube for more great shows. I am Coach Trish Hanna. We are on air every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. I pray that you were all empowered, educated, and encouraged to stay in your lane today. And until next time, happy Sunday, everyone. God loves you. And we love you too.
Be blessed.
Amen. Be blessed.
With Lysol, you can